Hi, everyone. Welcome to the Down Low. I'm Mike Durezzo. Joe Low, always with me, always doing a good time. What do you do? We swap. We trying something new. I'm
Try
just
something on, like hat,
just
no
trying
hat,
something new.
no
Just
hat,
just trying something
hat,
new.
no hat. Hey, we've missed y'all. We have. It's been a little minute. Welcome
My
back.
fault.
Welcome us back. No faults at all. But
I've
hey,
been
we missed
traveling.
y'all. Happy morning, happy day, happy people. Let's go. What are we
All
talking about?
right. So today we're going to talk about scams.
Oh,
It,
scammy.
yeah, it's tis the season. Unfortunately, this happens always this time of year. But we're also going to talk about employment scams as well.
Yep.
Because it just happens, right? This is the new age where unemployment is at a low, so people are recruiting hard and they're cold calling is what they say. So
Cool.
you're getting some real things and some not so real. Probably
Yeah.
going to spend a lot more time on the employment scams, but Joel, let's talk a little bit about this, right? So unemployment for infosec people specifically is 2.2% is what I saw last week in a news article. It's pretty significant, and I'm sure, like you, I get 4 or 5 emails a day. Hey, I got a job for you. Hey, usually they're crazy. There's something I did 15 years ago, and you're like, I've got a junior analyst position. You're like, I've been doing this for 24 years. Like, I'm pretty
Those,
sure I might be
those are the
slightly
worst.
overqualified.
Those are
Uh,
the worst.
they're fun. I share them with my team all the time. Like, hey, guys, I hate to put this out there, but I'm putting my notice in. I'm taking the taking the junior project manager in Texas role,
Yeah.
and we laugh about it. Now,
Yeah.
um, but it's a real thing nowadays. It's people aren't emailing as much. They're doing text messages now. Especially if you put your resume out there on the internet and you're using your actual telephone number. We'll talk about that in a second. What are your thoughts on this, Joel?
I just think you see it a lot more, right?
Yeah.
Especially with the whole like all the commercials are like, hey, there's so many positions that need to be filled in cybersecurity and whatnot. So it makes you feel like there's all these open positions, which there are in certain specific areas, right? But what you're getting is like this shotgun effect of like they
Right.
blast out emails to you
Yeah.
just to see if they can catch a hook, right?
Right.
Recruiters to me are, I don't want to use the word lazy, but they don't put the effort and time in to really look at, what they're looking at, right? Like I had somebody literally offer me a position, a contract position for the company that I currently work for. It was like, hey, this is a perfect position. We love to have you there. And I'm like, did you look at my resume? And they're like, yeah,
Right.
we're so impressed. And then I'm like, well, what company am I working for now? That
Right.
and then they tell me, and I'm like, is this not the same company you're trying to get me to be a contractor at? And I'm already full time.
Right.
Like,
Right.
and you want me to take less money?
Could you do both jobs? How awesome would that be?
It would
Technically,
be
you're
awesome.
not technically you're not moonlighting, right?
Okay,
Technically, I'm still working for the same company. It's just you guys are
technically,
just paying me twice.
it,
Um,
until I would have no sleep and no life, right?
fair enough. Fair enough. Fair enough.
Right.
But so yeah, and when I worked at General Electric, GE, I remember sitting at my desk and I got a call from somebody, and I'm like, I'm wait, you're here in this building. Like, it's weird that you talk to somebody at GE and you're in the same building as them in the same state at the very least, right?
Yeah,
And I was like,
yeah.
I walked over, I walked over to the desk and I was like, you're on the phone with me, right? And they're like, oh, I and it's not like my name isn't that, Michael Smith or anything. It's
Right.
You're like, oh yeah, I thought your name looked familiar. You're like, yeah,
Like
um,
we could do a whole episode on just HR and how frustrating they make me. Like I
And yeah, every job has their challenges, right? Like, I'm sure people can do episodes and episodes on information security and GRC and like how annoying we are and
yeah,
everything else. But
uh,
going back, the employment scams, right? To Joel's point, they do shotgun blast out, and they get what they can, right? It's not an. I did it a lifetime ago for the fashion retail industry. It's not an easy job. Like, I feel for these, and I've got plenty of LinkedIn connections where hey, send me a LinkedIn connection. We'll find somebody to help you out, right?
right.
Um, but this is different. This is, hey, I found your resume. please, or I saw your profile online, send me your resume, right? And they got your email, maybe they messaged you through LinkedIn or something like that. Now they've got your resume. It has your telephone number, maybe your address,
Mhm.
um, which I never use either one of those. I use a Google Voice number,
Ah,
right? That's not tied to my phone, so it doesn't ring through to my phone. It rings
oh,
into my Google. It always goes to voicemail. Sorry. And then for my address, I usually just I put Richmond. I don't put, where I actually live. I just put the
yeah.
major
I don't.
metro
I don't
area
have
so
my
people know.
address on there either
Yeah.
on
Yeah.
my resume at all.
But they use that to kind of pull more and more information.
Mhm.
Well, we need you to fill out this application.
Mhm.
By the way, it's 2022. Please stop getting me to fill out applications.
Oh,
Um,
yes.
but and from that fake application, they'll get your date of birth, they'll get your social security number, and that's not it. Like, I mean, that's a bad enough scam right there, right?
Right.
They've pulled you through this process, they've interviewed you twice.
Right.
They get you to do all this stuff. It gets even worse there. Now they're like, hey, there's a chip shortage, or we're low on inventory and equipment. Just go and buy your own equipment,
I.
and we'll send you a check. Just cash the check and go out and get your equipment. Number one, no company on this planet that has any tech support is going to ask you to buy your own equipment. Not going to happen. Not going to happen. They'll figure it out. You can use your own existing equipment, and if they stipend it, they'll include it in your paycheck and everything else. But no one is going to say, "Here's a check. Go get your own equipment." If
No.
anybody asks you to do that, and this is for potential employers too, please don't do this to people,
Right.
right? Don't ask, because people are going to go. They're going to have option overload. Unless you're a tech person, you're like, "Oh, I'm going to get that new MacBook or whatever." Like, they're going to get option overload. What do I get? Do I get this? See our other video blog
Right.
for questions on this. But this is a scam, right? They're going to ask you to cash the check, and then they'll pull money out. I'll let Joel explain a little bit more about that, since he's our financial services guru. Um, but they'll link into you. They'll find other people to scam. And it's awful. And I've seen blog after blog, a news article. There's a Scott Augubon, I believe is his name, former FBI agent on LinkedIn. If you're on with me, Scott, if you're out there, you've got some great video blogs as well, talking to people about scams. But this is a big thing. And as we're getting past the pandemic, right, and we're unfortunately looking down the barrel of a recession and inflation issues, the people who didn't get jobs or pay increases significant to the inflation that we're going to be facing are going to be under a barrel, and they're going to go, I need to make more money.
Yep.
You're not going to be able to ask your company to make more money. Unfortunately, the only way to get that is to find another employment opportunity.
Yep.
Sorry. And these things are going to come to you, and they're going to dangle in front of you, and you're like, that sounds awesome, let's follow through with that. So just be aware. Joel, any closing thoughts on that one?
I mean, also too, I've noticed where people take over, they make a account, right? So I noticed on my Facebook where I will get a message and it's from and it will say, be a friend, right? Or friend
Hmm.
request. And it's for somebody who's already in my network, right?
Yeah.
But for some reason, so I don't think twice about it. So I had to accept it. And I did this. And then next thing you know, immediately I get a message, right? And it's like, hey, got a new thing. I need this amount of money from you. Or I need this help. Or I need something. They need something from me. And I'm like, so you're kind of messaging back for a second. Then you're like, this doesn't
Wait.
sound like them. Like this is.
Right.
So then I go to my actual phone, right? And I actually send them a text like, yo, are you messaging me right now? And they're like, no, what are you talking about? And literally somebody stole their profile. And that's something that I'm
Yeah.
seeing a lot of, right?
Yeah.
So if you get a request, a friend request for somebody you already have in your network, that's not a real request.
Yeah.
That's not
I mean, like, I'm pretty sure my mom would have told me that she got into tax deferred investments, let
right.
alone dead for 10 years.
Right. And she would have
Like,
called me and be like,
wow, mom, you're back from the dead and you're investing in tax deferrals. You're like, oh,
that's what I'm talking
yeah,
about.
that's awful. That's
Right.
awful.
So just be mindful of that. And I think the next thing we talked about was the Venmo
Mm.
scams, right? And how you see this a lot on the news where they talk about which Venmo is just a way of transferring money between two
Yeah.
different. right? So traditionally we go through our banks, right, where I would send money to you, or even more traditional, I would actually just hand you the money, right? I mean, but Venmo, PayPal, Cash App are all ways of transferring money electronically between individuals, right? And what happens is one of the biggest scams that we're seeing is I steal a credit card, right? I then transfer money to you. I don't know you. I just send you
Right.
money. So I'll send you $500, right? And then I immediately come back and be like, oh my gosh, I did not mean to send that to you. It was an
Right.
accident. Could you send me that money back? Right?
Right.
Well, you're like, well, I didn't, okay, it's not my money. I understand accidents happen. So you send them money, right? The $500 back because you think you just received $500. And what happens is it's not actual, like once the bank or the credit card figures it out, that money disappears, right?
Right.
But your money came out of your account. It's good money,
Right.
right? So now you're
Right.
out $500, right? Because of this scam here. And there's nothing that anybody can do to get your money back. Nothing
Yeah.
at all.
Yeah.
Because you gave your money to them, right? And under the
You gave your
premise
money.
of I thought I had this other money, I thought they sent it to me. Nobody cares, right? At the
Yeah.
end of the day, the bank's not gonna reimburse it. The app's not gonna reimburse it. The credit card's not. You're out this money, and that's
Yeah.
that's what's happening a lot to a lot of older people.
Yeah.
They're getting hit with this, and I thought it was there, or even young people are getting hit with this because the
Yeah.
naivety of
They use Venmo more.
right. So just be mindful, right? They send you some money. I don't know about that. Right? I'm
Yeah.
like,
I don't know you.
no,
Yeah.
no,
They'll figure it if they sent you money accidentally, they'll work it out with the bank, right?
right,
They'll work it out with their credit card. They'll work
yeah,
it out with this. Yeah. You got to
mm,
be careful. So like a common retail scam was people would call in and ask for, "Hey, I got charged this dollar amount. I need you to reverse it." And you're like, "Okay." And you cancel the transaction on your end. What that really does is it creates a new transaction that refunds the money back out. Meanwhile, they're already calling their credit card company and already had that transaction canceled. They're getting
right,
$500 back. Now, credit card companies have figured this out and they're like, "Oh, nope, I see that transaction, same dollar amount, whatever."
right.
They'll nullify your refund on one end or the other. But
Right.
it's a very similar thing. Like, I'm going to give you some money. You're going to give me some money back into a new location, and
Yep, yep.
yeah, yeah. That's a sad one. The other thing that I and there someone close to me thinks that this happened when they signed up for voter registration, but around this time of year we get a lot of text messages and things like that. Coming into the holiday season, you're going to get more and more scams,
Yep.
right? Tis the season. I say this at every security awareness center training that I give to people. This is the season, right? From mid-October to all the way to mid-January, and then you get a little bit of a break, and then it's tax seasons, and you get all the tax fraud
Right.
or tax fraudulent SMS texts. But this one is, let's just go through them. FedEx, UPS, U.S. Postal Service sending you fake messages. I got one Saturday. Terrible. I mean, honestly, if you're
Amazon.
out there and you're listening to this, it was terrible.
Yeah.
But the link was sketchy. The
Yeah.
number I didn't recognize. It was just like, hey, click on this link, and you're like, really? That's the best you can do? All right, but it works, right? And that's why it's free, cheap, and easy to do, and it works, and that's why people keep doing it.
Or even
Unfortunately,
when you get the voice calls, right? And there's a pause before it cuts on. That's always how
yeah,
I know that is. So the phone rings, I answer hello, and then it pauses, and then somebody pops on. I'm like, oh,
call
I'm like,
center.
yeah. I'm like,
Yeah,
no, no, I
yeah.
don't, I'm good.
And yeah, it's yeah. So FedEx, UPS because they're delivering packages, or hey, we tried to deliver this, couldn't do it because you weren't home. Please verify the address. Click this link. Just click the link. Click the
Just click
link.
the link,
You
fill out
want your
some
package, right? Click the link, or we send the package back.
fill out some information.
Right.
Right.
You had a good one. Verify PayPal account. I haven't
Yeah.
gotten that one in a while.
Right. So I'm always asking individuals to send me a screenshot of their profile, right, of their picture with their PayPal information. so that I know that I'm sending it to the right person. So when I'm looking at my
Hmm.
phone, I see that. I also say I send a small amount, like $1, when I first send something over, and then once they receive that, I'll send the rest, right?
Right.
And that's again just being sure, right? Because if I'm out $1, I should be okay, right?
Right.
But if I'm out, several $100s, then I'm gonna be not happy, right? And I
Right.
still owe the person I'm sending money to money. So right, so I'm
Right.
out of twice as much. So
Right.
yeah, just make sure you always double check. Be safe,
Yeah.
not sorry, right? Literally, I could put that on a bumper sticker. Be safe, not
Yeah.
sorry, right?
um Issues with account text messages and emails, like all this could be emails as well,
Right.
right? Issues with account, Amazon, Best Buy,
Yeah.
nowadays everybody's got an Amazon account or a Walmart, Sam's Club account or a Costco account or something like that. They're gonna try. um you also had another good one, the "you've won" email or text message. Hey,
Yeah.
congratulations, you won a thing that you didn't
Yeah.
even know you signed up
You
for.
can we send this to you, fill this out.
Yeah.
Congratulations, you have this thing waiting for you. And no, you did not. Right.
Yeah,
You're
click the
good.
link. Right. So takeaways. We got a few of them here. Start off with your good one. This goes back to the employer
Right. Trust the
interviewing you.
right.
Trust but verify.
Always before you send money, we talked about that. You need to trust and make sure that people understand. Make a phone call. Even with the interview stuff, trust but verify. Right. If
Right.
somebody's sending you something asking you about, hey, this job or whatnot, maybe you need to double check and figure out, like, one, if there actually is a real position. Right. Two, where this company is coming from and who it is, especially when you haven't heard. And what they may say is like, hey, we work with this company and they haven't posted the position yet, which could happen, right? But my
Hmm.
thing is just, if it sounds too good to be true, then it probably is, right? And
Yeah.
just stay on your P's and Q's, right? Make
Yeah.
sure you really are doing your due diligence before you give your information over, right? I don't mind the resume per se, but when we start filling out stuff like Social Security and things of that nature, you just need to be, more cautious, right?
Take a
Before
pause. Yeah. Ask
hey,
yourself, what am I actually signing up for? What do I know about this person or this organization?
somebody
Right.
just
That's a
called you out
very
the blue and yeah, I need more information before we
yeah.
start filling out all that, right? I think
Yeah.
for my resume, we can do this first talk and whatnot, but no, I don't want to give you that right now.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
because you're in security, they should understand that. Completely understand. Hey, I'm very cautious. Security is important to me. I just want to make sure that I'm doing my due diligence first, right?
Absolutely. Absolutely. And then ultimately, follow up with that contact, right? So if someone says, "Hey, I'm calling from, your bank or something like that," be like, "Great. Let me have your extension number. Let me give you a call back."
Right.
Right? And then go to the website. Don't take the phone number they give you.
No.
Go to the website, grab
Yes.
the main phone number, call them back, right? Just understand that they are who you're talking to. And just obviously be careful, just if it feels too good to be true, probably is, right? You're
Hey,
probably being set up
You
or
know,
something.
you know what's so funny is how many times I've had, and I was always family members because I'm their help desk, tell me that something's went on, and they're like, "But I called them. I did like you said, Joel, and I called them." I'm like, "Well, what number did you use? What was the in the email they sent me?" No, no, no,
Right.
no.
No.
That's
Yeah.
that's no. So they're all excited about, hey, and I verified and I called them. No, you're supposed to call from a trusted number that you know,
Right.
right? Not
Right.
from the number that was in their email. So they literally hung up with you and you called them right back on the number they provided for for you. I said, that's not good. And then, like you
Yeah.
said before, the last takeaway: if it sounds too good to be true, right? If it sounds like somebody just came into their inheritance and they need you
Yeah.
to send them, $200, and they're going to give you $200,000, it is too good to be true.
It is too good. It's so a relative you've never met, never known. Yeah. So yeah. So just to cover the basics of a scam, usually it's something important. You
Yep.
won something, you're going to lose something, something bad's going to happen, something extremely good's going to happen. But and then the second part is only if you act in a limited time period, right? You have
Yep.
24 hours, that you have 48 hours. If you don't do this soon, this goes away. And you're like, well, I gotta do this soon. And then usually there's some kind of threat, right? Like, hey, you won something, but if you don't act in 24 hours, you lose out on it, right?
Right. Right.
Or hey, there's a problem with your account. You may not get any of your deliveries or packages or able to use your account unless you respond
You
in the next
transfer
20.
did you transfer some money over? No, I didn't. Well, if you didn't authorize it, we
Click
need you
this
to send
link.
it out so we can stop it. No,
Right.
we could do that.
Yeah. Yeah. I'll call the bank. I'll call the bank directly. Yeah. So again, you know, something you're not expecting,
Mhm.
timeline, consequences.
Yep.
Those are the three big ones. All right. Well, Joel, any other takeaways or things to parting gifts?
Hey,
Leave the
knowing it's half
people.
the battle. G.I.
We're
Joe.
gonna get sued for this. So gonna get sued for this.
Hey,
And you laugh about it.
I
Yeah.
do.
Your Honor, I just want to say that my partner Joel was laughing when he said that. It was a joke.
Hey, look, I so want to be able to talk about that and think like, we got sued. Like, it'd be a
We
great
got
for me.
sued.
And the champion was, we finally made it. Ma, look.
Right, right.
No.
Mom, look.
Hey,
That's all. We're on TMZ. It's the two
we
guys
got
that got sued
dreams.
by Hasbro. Yeah,
Don't crush my dreams, people. We got dreams.
right. Dreams do come true.
We
All you have
do.
to do
We
is commit
do.
tax fraud.
You see it.
All right, this went off the rails really quickly. Hey, everybody, we're going to try to do this more and more frequently again. We took a break because I was on the road traveling for work and business, but we're going to try
We're
and
back.
get this together.
We're back now,
We're
baby.
back. We're like we haven't left. Like we took
Yeah.
a break. We took a break, but we're back.
Mhm.
And just click the like button if you like this. If you don't, let us know why you didn't like it.
Yeah.
Give us some contents.
Oh, yeah.
Do you like Joel's hat idea? Do you not like
Yeah.
Joel's hat idea?
Yeah.
Should I
Yeah.
rearrange the guitars behind me?
Yeah.
If you made it this far in the video, obviously you've either left it on running by accident or you really
It's
do
okay.
like us. But if you haven't subscribed yet, hit the subscribe button and we'll talk to you next week. Bye, everyone.